The truth about depression is that depression destroys what a person is. Because when a person's depressed, they are unable to handle anything. It's, well, this negative thing's going to happen. This other thing's going to happen. This is going to happen to me, so what? What am I going to do about it? Who gives a crap? The truth about depression is that it is the most hindering thing within an individual's life. I know this from experience that a lot of people will never understand what depression is. Depression eats away at our very own humanity. And in order to confiscate or to make up for that loss of humanity, we seek out things to fill the void: eating, sleeping, smoking, socializing, or becoming overly attached to loved ones. Well, that's not the answer. It's not the answer because it doesn't provide something that's already lost. The first example being to recognize the problem and the root cause of depression is to recognize how that depression came to be. That's the first thing that the individual should otherwise do. And the moment you can otherwise all but recognize that problem could be various things. It could be overeating. It could be not having enough friends. It could be not having enough attention. It could be not having enough sex, enough drugs, or whatever. A depression is caused by a root cause of something, not being promoted at your job, not receiving much more payment in your job, being overly stressed, losing a loved one, or having the crippling effect of the over stress and burdens of life. You have to recognize the problem of what depression, how your depression is caused, or otherwise, you're not going to cure yourself. You're certainly not going to help yourself, and you're certainly not going to be able to get past it. Truth is, living with it is not the answer. Please seek help if you possibly can, or try to find the root cause yourself, or talk to someone to help find that cause. Because on your own is that much more difficult. Trust me, I know from experience. Depression is not something you want to live with. And you don't want to glorify it. You certainly do not want to live with it because it does have a nasty habit of eating away at your very heart. It makes you look at the world in a very, very jaded way. And then you become very cold, very careless, and inevitably you just give up on yourself. You give up on everyone around you, and then inevitably you just give up on life. So if you think that you're the only one, you're not. We all know what depression is, but the problem is we have a hard time recognizing the root cause. The root cause is something. It could be not being promoted at work, not getting the latest fashion, not getting a more payment on your job, or the people at your job not recognizing your hard work. Or it couldn't be job related. It could be social related. It could be on social media. Have you ever thought that that probably is causing your depression is because social media itself? I don't even have Facebook accounts anymore because I've got rid of a lot of them. And strangely, I actually feel kind of good because I don't have that extra negative crap or posting all my narcissistic like feelings or my feelings out for everyone to know. In fact, I think I like more privacy because it makes me feel more secure. I think that was kind of my root problem, was the fact that I felt more insecure online because all my information's out there. And because anyone can just pick up and then use and abuse. And I have experience with some of these bad things. But it didn't slow me down. And to tell you the truth, being depressed is not an easy thing in life. I tell you this from experience because living with it does not help. It certainly doesn't help yourself, and it doesn't help those around you. It makes your life very difficult. It makes their life extremely difficult because then they have to watch you, or they just get so desensitized to seeing you depressed because you are unable to cure it yourself and they can't do anything for you. So thus, you have to help yourself first. Find the root cause, the problem. If necessary, seek out help if it becomes really bad, if it becomes actual clinic depression. But also, one more word of advice. Medication, all the medication and all the prescription drugs out there will not help you. It will make it 5 times worse when you get off those medications. Trust me, you do not want to be on any medications. It's easier when you're not on medications, but it's also harder because then you have to admit to yourself that it has become a significant problem in your life. And I'm not I'm not battering you or bashing you or saying the self-righteous bullshit. No. I'm just telling you that you need to discover the root problem first before any form of helping yourself and helping those around you can ever occur. You cannot expect to be there for anyone else, let alone yourself, if you cannot help yourself. So please look deep into your own mind, your own conscience, and think, self reflect as much as you can. Because God willing, people don't do that anymore these days. And that's what makes the depression even worse, is that they don't try to identify the actual cause or the problem. And it does take a toll on one's life, conscience, their loved ones, and everyone around them. And it just gets really completely, it just gets completely out annoying. It becomes hazardous to one's life. It becomes a burden on everyone else, including their families or loved ones, or themselves especially. And all they're doing in the long term end is hurting themselves, especially themselves and those around them that love them and their loved ones. So remember everything I said and try to identify the actual problems before you can actually get help. But if it ever becomes really bad, then I advise that you please seek help for your sake and for everyone else around you. There are rare cases where things get that bad, but if it does, try to find the root cause, because no matter of therapy or medications or prescriptions can help you out. You have to help yourself out, or otherwise you're not going to get anywhere. And that's the first step in admitting what is causing that depression and trying to identify it and then trying to overcome it.